What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode number 60 today of the My Player Career Mode. But more importantly, Happy New Year to all of you watching this video right now. And I just want to say a massive thank you for the last year. I said, in fact, you know what? I looked back and last year at the 1st of January 2017, I uploaded my first video of 2017. Within that video, I said I wanted to have 2,500 subscribers by this time next year. That was the goal I set myself on the 1st of January 2017. We fast forward a year on to the 1st of January 2018, and we're currently sat on 18,100 subscribers. I asked for 2,500, and you guys came out of your numbers for 18,000. So massive thank you for that. Of course, I do say thank you a lot to you guys, but genuinely, it is great to see. As I said, I set that goal, a year ago today, and I never expected to even hit 2,500. So to hit 18,000, it's just ridiculous. So yeah, massive thank you for that. Hopefully, you all had a good New Year as well. And hopefully you had a good time over the last couple of weeks with the holidays, Christmas and stuff like that. So, yeah. Anyways, today, guys, we're going to get into this episode. I'm not going to make any goals for the upcoming year just yet because I don't really know how far, what's going to happen. You know, I don't really want to set myself a goal because quite clearly I don't set them high enough because I set 2,500. You guys smashed it. We went to 18,000. So I can't really say what I want for this upcoming year. But I'm just going to enjoy it. You know, it is nice to make videos and stuff. And the fact that you guys enjoy it as well is even better to see. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And hopefully you guys will keep enjoying the content that comes out. But this first game here, guys, was actually a replay. Oh, sorry, a second leg of the Copa de España. It was Lugo, was it? I think is how you say them. They actually drew 2-2 with Real Madrid after the first game. Remember, we had to sim that one. Ben wasn't picked for it. So he was picked for the second leg. But I think that was just like, I guess, an insurance policy in the aspect that they were already drawing it in the aggregate. So to get him in the side was to just basically make sure that Real Madrid would get over the line and into the next round. That's kind of the aim, I think, from this one. So you can see after they scored inside the first half, they then continued it in the second. Aubameyang with the latest of the chances. His strike is saved, but Rashford gets another tap in like he did for the first one, and he makes the score 2-0, which sends it to a 4-2 aggregate lead for Real Madrid, and that should now be them heading through to the quarterfinals, I do believe, of the Copa de España, the only trophy in Spain that Ben is yet to win. So hopefully he'll have his first chance at it this season, and hopefully he'll come out with the cup as well. But there you go, Aubameyang's shot. It was Rashford with the follow-up, and it was a nice finish as well. Because again, he's bouncing in front of him. It's not the easiest chance to create and to score. So, you know, it is a nice finish from Marcus Rashford. So 2 goals, 1 in each half. But Lugo did have their chances. You can see this one, Vico here. His strike was saved by the goalkeeper. And then straight after that, from the corner, it's whipped in quite well. They do win it. It was Vico again this time with the corner. Whips it in towards the middle. It's 1 in the middle, and it's only just over the top of the crossbar there. Otherwise, it could have been 2-1, and it would have set up a very nervy 8-minute ending. But thankfully, it didn't matter because they did not have enough in their locker to bring the game back to all square. And you can see the Madrid fans very happy with that one. And as they move forward into the quarterfinals of the Copa de España, that should hopefully be, I would say, a easy draw. I don't want to, like, kind of, I guess, jinx anything, but when I show you the teams that are in it right now, considering the fact that Madrid have, topped the division and stuff like that, I would say that they've got every chance in going through to this final. We'll take a look in a moment. You can see the results there as they panned out, and I will show you who's got who in the next round right now, about to pop up on your screen. If you want to check it out in any more detail, pause it right there. But Madrid have got Sociedad. Betis are playing against Athletic Bilbao, and most importantly, Betis did actually just knock out Barcelona. So, you know, they've kind of already knocked out one of the giants, and I'm assuming at some stage, if they get past Bilbao, they will meet Real Madrid. Whether or not that will be the semis or the final, we'll have to wait and find out if Madrid, of course, can get through Sociedad. But actually, they were playing against Betis right now, about to come up. So this one's a league game, but it will be a nice indication, because they've just defeated Barca. Of course, we don't know what kind of side Barca had actually played for that one. It could have been a weaker team. It could have literally been their strongest 11. We don't actually know what side Barcelona had featured for that one. So it could have been they may have featured a weaker side, and that's why Betis got the result. It could have been that Betis were just the better side against a very good Barca side. So we can't really read into it too much, but we do get an opportunity to see how Madrid can perform against Betis right here, right now. Again, it's a very strong squad from Real Madrid. The Betis side isn't terrible, but of course on paper you would like to think that Madrid would have enough to be able to beat them. I do like the look of a couple of the Betis players, especially the two wingers. I think for as low rated as they are, they can cause danger. You know, Teo I think is one of them, and I can't remember who the other guy is, but I know I've seen them before. They're not the highest rated, but they can cause issues. And you can see 11 minutes into the game when Ben's on the ball in that area, there's only really going to be one outcome, and that is that the chance will be created. And it is Rashford with his third in 2 games here in today's episode, opening up the scoring for Real Madrid. But you have to give credit where it's due. Aubameyang, great work to hold up the play, finding Ben. Ben enough to be able to just, I guess, squeeze it through to Rashford. There's a case for offside, maybe, I would say, but I do think he's onside when I looked at it back. So nothing given by the linesman, and it's Rashford to give Real Madrid the lead inside 13 minutes here. And then Rashford continued to have a quite busy afternoon, to be fair. Ben again on the ball. This time he looks to find Rashford on the left-hand side. He's got a couple of defenders to beat, but a nice little passing play between the two of those guys sets him up, and whether or not that's a miss-hit cross or a shot, we don't know, but it was on target, and the keeper did have to make the save. So it's a busy afternoon here for Marcus Rashford. As he moves into the 34th minute here, you can see Ben just trying to find some space, really, to be able to try and find a teammate. Eventually, he finds the pass through towards, I think it was actually the oncoming Varane there, and he ended up with a strike, and it was wide of the post. He didn't quite catch it as good as he should have done. Into the second half, we move now. Betis creating an opportunity. It was Rodriguez with a strike, and it came back off the inside of the post. The inside. That quite easily could have dropped in, but I felt so harsh on Betis here, because straight from that chance there, Ben runs down the right-hand side, gets the cross towards the back post, and it's that man once again, Marcus Rashford. Bicycle kick, overhead kick, whatever you want to call this. It is in the back of the net for 2-0. Straight after Betis quite easily could have got themselves back in this one. They find themselves 2 goals down. Not a clue what on earth that camera angle is there. I have no idea. Luckily, I will show you again that goal from Marcus Rashford later on when the game ends, so you're able to see it in a better kind of camera angle. I don't quite know what on earth that was. Why it showed it in that angle. You couldn't even see anything at all. Literally could not see a thing. So I will show you, as I said, as the game ends here, what it did look like from a different perspective. But it was a 2-0 win for Madrid, and Betis, you know, you have to say, if they'd have scored that goal where it came back off the post, that is game on. Certainly game on. So felt kind of harsh for them, but quite rightly as well, Marcus Rashford picking up man of the match. He had a fantastic afternoon all day long. Ben setting him up for both goals, and that won the pick of the 2 there for you to see. So, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what it is about Marcus Rashford. He just seems to be turning it on right now. Ben and himself, it's really good to see as well, of course, for England, because these guys will be playing at internationals together and will have that kind of, I guess, relationship and, you know, be able to work together in order to, you know, carry England forward, I guess you could say. So they haven't had the greatest couple of competitions, but maybe the future will be brighter for them. Barca winning their game against Levante away from home does mean that that gap at the top stays at 2 points. As I said to you before, I think this is going to be an incredibly close season. So I think even if Real get the victory in the next next, what is it, El Clasico, I still think Barca will close the gap again. So this is going to be an interesting season. We'll have to wait and keep tabs on who is going to come out on top, because both these teams all of a sudden are just turning it on, winning game after game, and they both look like champions already. So we'll see what happens. I mean, you've got to remember as well, we've got Atletico in the mix, we've got Bilbao in the mix, Betis are even up there. So there's these little 3 teams as well coming through that could quite easily catch either side. But right now, it's like Real Madrid and Barca stealing the show. So you can see the Copa de España, it was time to play against Sociedad in this quarter-final. Betis and Bilbao played out a 2-2 draw, actually, in their first leg. So, of course, it's all square for that second leg there. And I'm not quite sure what the other game was and how that finished, but we do have to keep tabs as well to see who goes through. This is a good side from Sociedad. It's one that can cause a little bit of a danger here if Madrid aren't careful. So defensively, they're going to have to be sound. Again, though, this side, it's pretty strong. You know, it's what I would call a best 11 that Real Madrid have possible, to be fair. So they're taking no chances in this game against Sociedad, giving them the utmost respect that they probably deserve here, because they can cause an upset. And inside the first minute, it's just like watching Ben when he's on the ball. It's just so easy for him. He sets up Aubameyang. I don't know what on earth he's thinking there, Aubameyang. I felt like he should have gone across the goalkeeper rather than trying to go that near post, but he chose to go the near post. It was a fairly simple save, but the chance created by Ben was just so good. And then we move into the 10th minute of the game, and it looks like he just doesn't even have to try, because he turns back inside, left-footed cross towards the back post, and there is the Welshman that is Gareth Bale to nod in the lead. So As I said, it just looks so easy for Ben. He's got a couple of defenders around him, just doesn't panic, cuts it onto the left foot, whips a great cross towards the back post. Aubameyang actually was there trying to win it as well, but in the end, he somehow went down in the box. I don't know if there was contact there or anything like that. It might have been given as a penalty if it was, but nothing given by the ref, and luckily for us, that was the right thing to do, because Bale did give us the lead. 10 minutes in, and we're looking pretty good in this quarter-final first leg already. 2 chances, arguably could have been 2-0 up in this one after 10 minutes, but it's not, it's only 1, and we'll still look to try and find a second as we move forward here. But Sociedad, 32 minutes in, and this pretty much summed up Sociedad's first half, really. They gave the ball away on the attacking front, got caught on the break after that. It's a great breakaway. Aubameyang into Ben. Ben on the ball. I wasn't quite sure what he was going to do here because he didn't really have a clear-cut opportunity to square it. Decided to shoot, and he was ever so close to finding that second. It came back off of the post there. That could have been quite good if he'd been able to do it. But he's showing he's got defensive capabilities as well, winning the ball back there in the middle of the park for his side. Goes to Aubameyang. Aubameyang to Ben. Ben on the ball. Nice ball roll. Cuts it back with the left foot. You can see this. It is just exquisite. There is nothing more than can be said about that than that right there. He cuts it onto the left and just curls a delightful left-footed inside the foot shot towards the top corner. And I mean, the celebration says it all. He ran over to the fans and held his hand to his ear as if to say, what are you saying? He'd had quite a tough afternoon. The Sociedad fans were kind of, you know, I guess getting on their team's back, but also trying to put off a lot of the Madrid players as well. And in particular, of course, it would have been Ben, being the talisman that he is. They would have liked to put him off as well. So that's kind of to them just saying basically, you know, you can keep talking, but that's what's going to happen if you do that. So 2-0 up in the game. We've got about 17 minutes to go. It's cruise control now for Real Madrid. Aubameyang, Rashford, great play here. Finds his way to Ben. Ben to Gareth Bale to wrap up the game and probably wrap up the tie. And he does just that. It's a fantastic performance again from Ben. 2 assists, 1 goal. He got both assists for Bale's 2 there. I mean, there's nothing more that can be said than that he is an absolute astonishing player. Just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, 15 minutes to go. 3-0. First leg game over. I think that's pretty much tie game over as well. I mean, you can't really say that in the second leg at the Santiago Bernabeu, Sociedad have, you know, 100% chance of coming back in that one. You would like to say that Madrid have pretty much got the job done. So, you know, we'll see how that pans out, though, later on in the episode, in the final game that I give you guys before we end today's episode off. But in terms of a first leg performance, can't really ask for anything more than that there. So, Bale with 2, Ben with 1, 2 assists for Ben, and that is brilliant. Sociedad, though, did try and can kind of get themselves a consolation, which would have helped them later on, but they can't seem to break through at the moment, and that's something that you have to give Madrid credit for. But a great chance to get the 4th of the game here. Ben's first touch letting him down, and then I felt like he just delayed pulling the actual shot away there. And for some reason, he didn't actually dink the goalkeeper. I thought he was going to dink it over the top of him, but I don't know quite what he kind of happened to him. It's like he just got caught in between making a decision and in the end just didn't choose either one of them and just ran it straight into the goalkeeper. So it doesn't matter though. You can see 3-0 win. Very happy with themselves there, the Madrid boys, and rightly so as well. So yeah, it's pretty much, I would say, job done. 9.4 match rating, and yet, as I'm about to show you here, he did pick up the man of the match. There you go, 9.4. It was a totally dominant performance for Madrid. They completely battered Sociedad on the day. And that's why I think pretty much, you know, looking at the teams that are still left in the competition, I think Madrid are on their way to a Copa de España final. Without sounding, you know, kind of cocky or anything, I just feel like Madrid, the side they've got, the sides that are still left in this, there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't go through to the final. And if they don't go through to the final, I will see it as a massive, massive issue. And guys, there was actually a comment left in one of the previous episodes asking me to show you how many games Ben had played so far in his career. So I'm going to go through, of course, showed you the overall there, how many plays. I think it was like in the 180 mark. And then I'll take you through season by season, of course, so we can see that as well. So that is how it looks for Real Madrid. Spurs, of course, that was the season we joined Real Madrid, or Ben joined Real Madrid. He played 56 times as well in Spurs' Carabao Cup and League double. He then, of course, didn't play at Wolves, sadly, when he went there, but he played for Ipswich 45 times, of course, achieving promotion with them through the playoffs as well. So, you know, it was a good kind of few thingies, and as I said, 189 games played so far, 93 goals, 80 assists, 13 yellow cards, and 3 red cards. He's already got more red cards at this career stage than his uncle did, to be fair, and that's not great to see. But anyways, we'll carry on with the episode, guys, moving into the next game. This one is the final La Liga game of today's episode. The last game will be that replay of the second leg against Sociedad before we end off today's episode. So this one, back in the league, 2 points clear of Barca. Again, we need to keep up winning ways here because otherwise Barca will close the gap. It's against Espanyol, so we'll see how they are going to fare in this one here at the... we're actually at their ground, so again, home advantage maybe. Is there an upset on the cards here? We'll have to wait and find out. Let's take a look. So, the league table itself, unfortunately, you couldn't see the top kind of 4 there. Mid-table just looks a little bit close, I guess, and I'm not really sure which way to call who's going to get into the, top 10, but I guess we'll find out later on. And for now, let's get into this last La Liga game of today's episode. 14 minutes into the game. Ben here, not really starting the game off brilliantly. He had quite a shocking start, to be fair, misplacing a few passes, but he did get a shot away there. And to the keeper's credit, it was a very good one-handed save. As we move into the 35th minute of the game, Rashford, great play to cut inside. Again, Ben not having the greatest first half that we're used to seeing from him, but then he does this. And immediately, every misplaced pass in the first half, every misplaced, kind of short touch, whatever, was immediately forgot about. Because once again, cuts it onto the left foot and curls another great shot in. I mean, I have to admit, this one's not completely in the corner. So there is question marks raised about the goalkeeper here, because could he have done better with that one? I would say so, yes, because I looked at it back, and I mean, I would say probably he should be saving that. But for Ben, I don't really care, because it means he's on the score sheet. It means Madrid have taken the lead, and it's his 9th goal of this season. He has something like 10 assists and 9 goals so far in the opening games of the season, which is just absolutely crazy. I think he's got a goal a game average, contribution, which is also very, very good as well. Into the last 20 minutes of this one now, and he just, it's easy. It's so easy for him. The defender doesn't know what to do. He decides he's going to go for the slide tackle, but then just watch what Ben does here. Just slows the play down, takes it past him, says, see you later, mate. You're on your backside. I'm going to finish this one off. It's going to be 2-0. It's going to be game over. And once again, it's just like watching a magician at work. It's no chance for the keeper on this one, though. Unlike the first one where I felt he could have done better, I don't think there's too much he could have done about that one there. And it's Ben on the score sheet twice. It's now his 10th goal of the season as well. He's into double figures for the season. And it's Real Madrid heading for 3 points as well. 2 goals on either side of the half here for Ben. And it was the way the game would end. You can see there the referee bringing it to a close. 3 points again for Madrid. And it means, of course, if Barca haven't won, Madrid will open up that gap. But I did look at this afterwards. And once again, Barca just are matching Madrid for game right now. So every game that Madrid win, Barca win. Every game that Madrid draw, usually Barca draw. And of course, we haven't seen that many defeats recently, so we can't really say it about that. But I mean, it's like the two teams are just matching each other at the moment. Another man of the match performance from Ben, 8.5 this time around. He didn't, as I say, start off the game very well at all. He misplaced a lot of passes, but he got on the score sheet twice and he got Madrid the points. That's the most important thing to remember. Last game of today's episode and the first video of 2018 coming at you right now. That replay against Sociedad. This one we could have probably seen and they'd still be going through anyways. 3-0 aggregate win in the first leg. As I said, it should be quite comfortable for Madrid, but I decided to play it anyway, guys, just to see how it would be for Ben and the rest of the boys here on this second leg. But if the game's going well, Ben, I guess, might be substituted. Interestingly enough, Betis and Bilbao drew again. They drew 1-1, so I don't actually know who had gone through at this stage out of the two of those, because I'm imagining, we will see later on who's actually gone through, because it wouldn't tell me there. But if it's either one of them, I don't want to draw them in the semis, because I feel like, for a semi-final, I don't want to have a situation when we're knocked out in the semis again. I want to kind of... If we've got to play one of the two of those guys, I think they're the better teams, left in this competition. I would prefer it to be the final rather than the semis itself, just in case we end up getting knocked out in the semis. I'd much prefer to lose in the final than I would in the semi-final itself. But the game against Sociedad, I have no idea how Real Madrid weren't leading inside 6 minutes. Aubameyang, set up by Ben with a cross. All he's got to do there is side foot that past the goalkeeper. He gets it all wrong and ends up hitting it over the top of the crossbar, putting a little bit too much on it, and it ended up going over. So, I mean, I don't know how on earth he did that, but he did. And as we move into the 20th minute of the game, you can see Ben again just looking to try and set his teammates up. He's got this man over on the right-hand side. It's Mitchell Weiser on the ball. He does the business with a great low cross to the middle. Aubameyang gets a second chance to redeem himself, and he certainly does it this time instead. You can see... Great cross, but an even better run by Aubameyang. He just holds off his run. You can see it. Watch him at this angle. He's behind the defender at first. Then at the last second, cuts across the front of him to kind of cause that little bit of, confusion with the defender. And that is why he gets his second Copa de España goal of the season. And sends Real Madrid through, certainly now, to the semi-finals of the competition. It's 1-0, 4-0 on aggregate. There is absolutely no chance that Sociedad are coming back in this one. And you can see in the second half here, straight as the second half started, Ben wins it back. Aubameyang straight to Ben, asks for it to be played, and then Ben does the rest here. Look at this. I mean, magician at work. What a lovely goal. Cuts it with the ball roll, little step over, gets inside the defender. Unfortunately, I forgot to show you the replay because I accidentally skipped it because I was being very, very quick with this one. As soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, request sub because we don't need Ben on the pitch anymore. Job done. There you go. So Toni Kroos comes on to replace him, and that will be all that Ben will take part of in this last game here. But it does mean, of course, he will be fully rested ahead of the next game, which is going to be important because Madrid is still wanting to win these games in the league. And I'm not actually quite sure when the next El Clasico does actually come. I'll have to check that out next episode for you all. But it got even better because there was a third goal in the game. 80 minutes, 10 minutes to go in the game. It was Isco now adding the third to it, making it 6-0 on aggregate here, which is interesting because it's 6-0 and we're on episode 60. A little bit of a coincidence there? I think not. However, Isco now getting on the score sheet. Madrid, to say the least, should be able to win themselves their first Copa de España with Ben in the side. There's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't. As I said, it'll be a major disappointment if they don't get it because from here on out, the teams, yes, there's some decent teams in there, but, you know, they're smashing Sociedad 6-0. They should be able to beat the rest of the sides that are in this competition here now. So, as I said, there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't be able to do it. So, we'll see anyways next episode who they pull. In fact, no, it'll be this episode. I'll show you just before we go, and then we'll, of course, play it next episode. So, we'll know by the end of next episode whether or not Ben is heading for his first Copa de España final, or if he'll be sadly knocked out at the semi-final stage again, like he was last year. That's how the game ended. As I said, I will show you now who they actually pulled, but unfortunately it will be right at the end of the episode, so I'll let you guys check it out because, of course, I'll have to sign the episode off. But as I said earlier, guys, I just want to say massive, massive thank you to all of you who watch my videos because coming into this, you know, doing YouTube and stuff, I never kind of put myself, you know, time into it and stuff, and I didn't know all the kind of, you know, tricks and trade of the trade, and it's kind of weird to see that I can do it now, and I'm still not 100% confident when I make my videos. I still have to take a few takes for these, you know, commentaries and stuff, and it still doesn't always work out correctly, but the fact that 18,000 of you people have chosen to subscribe to my channel and watch my videos on a regular basis, it's crazy to see, and I owe you guys everything for that, so massive thank you, as I said earlier. I won't set myself a goal yet for 2018. I'll think about it first, and then I might set myself the goal. So thank you so much for watching today's episode as well. If you did enjoy it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, guys, massive thank you for all of your support. That's how the league table looks. 19 games played, 2 points ahead of Barca, and you're about to see the Copa de España draw. There it is on the screen. So Betis getting knocked out by Bilbao. We'll see how it goes next episode, guys. I'll see you all again at 4 PM UK time tomorrow for yet another video. Catch you all then. Adios.